God created each one of us with a purpose. And He expects us, and He expects His children to behave with certain sets of standards or rule. And there are several examples in the Bible how His children should fare. And today I would like to pick one example. And our Lord Jesus, He used several examples, several images to relate His will for His children. The images that I wanted to pick today is from the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 13 to 16, wherein God uses the images of salt and light. He expects His children, His followers, to be the salt and light. Now let's just see what it takes to be a salt and light. What is the function of a salt? Salt is something indispensable to every household. I think it'll be tasteless without salt. Just imagine any food that you cook at home without salt. Therefore, God expects us to be something like salt, wherein it comes to make all the difference. Salt is also used as an agent to preserve. It preserves from decaying. And God expects us as His children to act as an agent from the decaying world. God expects us. God expects us. And therefore He wants us to be the salt. We can think of more examples. We can think of more function of the salt. The other images God uses the image of light. Now let us just look at the function of the light, how it comes to play, the role of a light. Just imagine life without light. God expects us to go and illuminate to the places where it needs light. He wants us to give hope to the hopeless. He wants us to shine. Now the question is, are we as Christians, as believers, as God's children, are we living up to that expectation God has for us? Are we behaving like the salt and light? And if we read the passage, it says, if the salt has lost its saltiness, what is the use than to throw away and trample? Now just imagine, God created us with a purpose. And if we have lost that purpose, then what is the use? I think as Christians, we need to seriously ask today. If we contextualize and see our society today, then I think in many areas it is very sad. We no longer live a life with a purpose. We no longer carry that essence of a believer. Be it an office goer, be it a leader in different sectors, in the village level, in society, any organization one can imagine. If we look, then we get to hear a lot of things that are not being done in a way it should be. Corruption is something that is really killing us. That is really taking away the values that we should be imparting. Anything. We are no longer conscious of the fact that God created us with a purpose. Let us just pause for a moment and ask ourselves today, am I living a life with a purpose? Am I living in accordance with God, in accordance with what God expects me to live as His children? Am I carrying out what I should be doing? I think this is a serious question that we all need to ask as believers, as His children. We need to ask ourselves. Today, if we look around, we have become too materialistic in anything that we come to do. We are completely undermining the purpose of God. And therefore, I wanted to ask this question to every one of us listening to this, that it's time for us to seriously think and relate with these images what God used in the book of Matthew. Are we a salt and light of this world? Or have we lost its saltiness and just remain to be thrown and trampled? Let's ask this question to ourselves. And this question is between you and God. Just wanted to say this message. Thank you.